It's that other review show. Brought to you by Two Black Labs Audio and a week in Geekdom.
So yeah, guys, I haven't been able to participate as much and in the YouTube videos as the other guys. Obviously, we kind of live far away. Basically, I got asked by our boss, really, Giovanni Mendes, to review the beautiful game that's behind me, which is Titanfall, which is the big release for the first big release for next gen, or right now it's current gen. Basically, the game is Call of Duty robots in a good way. No, don't get too scared now. The game actually compromises the ability to use giant mechs. So once your timer gets to 2 minutes, you can call your mech, and it drops down from the sky all dramatically and stuff. And you basically run up to it, get in it, and wreak havoc. And what's beautiful about it is that everybody can do this. And obviously, not everything in the game tilts toward the tightest balance, though. It comes out sometimes as being on foot is actually quite better. Does that make sense? Yeah, it will make sense. Titanfall is brought to us by Respawn, which is basically a development studio that came about after Frank Zampella, who once worked at Infinity Ward, had a big falling out with Activision. He went, made another company, and worked for EA. He's basically working against his competition right now, which makes sense of the game, with calling it Titanfall, and name of the studio Respawn. You know, it's about having second chances and obviously making titans of the business fall or defeat titans, as you would say. And basically, this game took 4 years to make. No campaign, no single player campaign whatsoever. The story behind that is because so much resources is spent on the campaign, which is rather cinematic and beautiful. But most of the gamers do not play it all the way through. Only the core play it through. So Frank Zampella, again, director at Respawn and directors of this game, basically said, "Oh, you know what? We're just gonna scrap it and focus our money and efforts on making a multiplayer campaign of sorts." It's not really a campaign. There is some story behind it. It was rather interesting. It's an interesting dynamic. It's mostly just multiplayer games with a little bit of dialogue in between. It's interesting. I would like to see it a little bit more. There's not much story towards the game. It's rather simple. It's just two big teams. One's the government, one's the militia, and they just go at it with titans and shit. So when it comes to graphics, there's no footage playing behind me, but hopefully it will be. The game moves quite well, runs quite well. The game runs quite well. The game's beautiful. The mechs look beautiful. The titans look beautiful. Very good lighting. The frame rate and the FPS, the frame per second. Oh my god. Would you PS4 fanboys let it go? 720p running at 60 FPS is more than enough. The game actually runs at 792 frames per second. So we're getting 720 plus, I guess. It runs great. Very few frame rate issues. There has been some, but at the same time, the game it doesn't even have 24 hours out, so you do have to take that into consideration. When it comes to the gameplay, I think the game is probably, and I'll admit this on camera, I'm that humble, not the biggest revolutionary thing you've seen on the FPS market, and that's alright. But it's the biggest step we've had in years, maybe since COD 4. It's easily the best game since FPS multiplayer game I've played since Halo Reach, which is practically my favorite FPS of all time. So please take that into consideration. It does do some things rather differently, and some things really do feel familiar, like COD. Most of that, the gameplay in terms of on foot, very reminiscent of Call of Duty. That's a good thing or a bad thing, depending if you like it. very run and gun, but at the same time, the gameplay does incorporate free running, and it becomes very strategic. It has a whole nother dimension towards the gameplay that I have never seen before in a game, and a first-person shooter, obviously. Very good, very entertaining, very challenging. It's easy to do, hard to master. It's something you're gonna find yourself doing over and over again. The more you play, the more you're gonna get good at it, and that's basically it. That's basically it. And when it comes to being on foot, you shouldn't be running around in the open field. That's suicide, honestly, and you shouldn't be relying on your Titan anymore that much. To tell you the truth, you will get killed a lot in the Titan, especially in those first few hours when you're still learning the ropes. You are going to die, especially by much more skilled players than you on foot. No, I'm not talking just in Titan. Yes, trust. Anyway, when it comes to the Titanfall, the Titan itself, gameplay mechanic, very well done. Again, it is an extension of you, not just you're not in a big a big clunky robot. No, this feels like being another character, and it does have abilities. Those abilities to confirm, like the ability to explode and eject automatically. Which is some robots do have that ability, that you have to press X in order to eject. Some just eject you when they're dying, and that causes damage and stuff. And a very cool game, very fast as well. Some move faster than others, but basically the mechs actually, the Titans feel and move quite fast. So the action is very fast paced, but a little more tactical. I thought it would be. You would think it has a more of a gun-ho run and gun. No, actually the contrary. The mechs in the game, I believe, or at least how it feels, have a very tactical feel, which is odd. Especially in the last Titan standing. Excuse me. The last Titan standing mode really shows you that how much these robots play to tactical ability. What is Last Titan Standing? Basically, it's 6 versus 6, but you all start in your robots. It's great and all. It's very good. It gets really tactical at times, because since you are given only one Titan, you have to step your game up and make decisions quite fast and quite wisely, I would say. And it does so, and it's very entertaining. It actually reminded me of Gears of War. I actually had my friend tell me this, that it actually reminded him of Gears of War. It does. The mechs actually crouch and everything, so take that into consideration. Other gameplay modes are attrition, which is basically that deathmatch. Hardpoint, which is basically holding on to King of the Hill or some sort of capture the objective kind of mode. That one's also interesting, bringing us a little bit more dimension to the gameplay as well. Capture the flag. That one's rather interesting, because you do get to call your Titan when you have the flag. So that's very interesting as well. And obviously you do have to kill the Titan to kill the person to get the flag. So much more dynamic thing to do. There's also like pilot hunt, something like it. I'm sorry, this is the mode I played the least, because I was on a while playing the variety pack, which is basically you get to play all the modes while you're in a matchmaking, and it run quite well. Not that different from attrition in terms of gameplay. It's still the same mechanics, so the rules have changed a little bit. In terms of sound, the game quite delivers. It has a very kind of dramatic score. Very interesting, not really that different from what you expect. Kind of Halo-ish, but at the same time, this game was made sort of as a competitor to Halo, so you might have to take that into consideration. But with no story, I found that somehow lacking. In terms of controls, the game plays well. The free running mechanic is again easy to learn, hard to master. It will take you a while to get yourself up to speed on how to move and how to really visualize the world. They're very responsive, and there will be more so now with the Xbox control update. You have to take your Xbox One controller, and you need to plug it in and just basically wait for a 30-minute update. That'll make a little bit your controllers a little bit more crispier and faster responding, I would say. It runs quite well. The only bad thing I really have to say about the game is the apart from the multiplayer, as a single player fan myself, there's not much to do. If you really like multiplayer, and it is damn good, me being a single player fanatic, telling you it's damn good. There's not much else to do. If we're looking for a deeper story, obviously you're not gonna find it here. But man, those graphics and that gameplay and those holy crap moments are really, really awe-inspiring. It's the only FPS title I've been excited for in years, and I would have to say that it delivers. Bottom line, this is probably a reason why you should own an Xbox One, okay guys? Or a high-end PC, which is, you don't need a high-end PC, but you know, if you're a console gamer like me, you need an Xbox One to play this game, okay? Anyway, that's all. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. Please like us on Facebook and follow us at Twitter at Geekdom, okay?
Remember to subscribe, or you can like and follow us on social media, or just follow us on our main website, that's aweekingeekdom.com.
Alexis, the Alpha Douche, the Alpha Geek, is that geek? I'm out.